What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and football season is here. We're back with another Michigan recruiting report. Michigan is going to have recruits on campus for its season opener. We're going to be breaking down some key targets making their way to Ann Arbor. Before we do that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and also subscribe to the Wolverine.com today. No better time to subscribe than now. It's football season. Take advantage of our special promo code exclusively for our YouTube viewers. Use that code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Again, you can get exclusive insider information on everything recruiting, the team, transfer portal, basketball, and more. The $1 will take you through the first 2 months of the season. So sign up today and be part of a community that has thousands and thousands of users on our great message board, The Fort. All right, guys, like I said, we're going to be breaking down 5 key recruits visiting Michigan this weekend for its opener, checking out Bryce Underwood's debut. It is a bit of a mild list, so I will preface it with that. There are a handful of commits coming in, as well as a few high-end underclassmen, and we'll go ahead and start off in the 2028 class with wide receiver DeAndre Bidden out of Harper Woods, Michigan, the number 11 overall recruit in the 2028 class. Obviously, it's very early for 2028 recruiting, but Bidden will be a top overall target for the Wolverines down the line. I actually had a chance to see him in 7-on-7 this offseason at a national tournament in New Orleans, and he was dynamic there. He's a speedy slot guy who can also line up on the outside and go up and get it. Just a really dynamic athlete. He already is ranked as the number 1 overall recruit in the state of Michigan in 2028, even ahead of elite quarterback recruit Donald Tabron. So it's great for Michigan to get him on campus early. They've already had him on campus a few times, continue to build that relationship, continue to get him in front of Ron Bellamy, and give him an opportunity to also see Bryce Underwood in action, see what the new look offense looks like under new offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey. But he's definitely a name that Michigan fans are going to need to know for the future. And he's not the only elite 2028 recruit coming in. Mylan Griggs, big-time athlete out of Detroit Cass Tech, will also be making his way to the Big House this weekend. And Mylan Griggs listed as an athlete, probably a wide receiver. I also saw him in 7-on-7 action this offseason at that same tournament as Bidden, and he was extremely productive. He was a go-to target for Donald Tabron. And, Tabron is probably going to be the guy at the quarterback position in 2028. So you can sell Tabron and Griggs on being a package duo, staying home and really lighting up the offense in the Big House down the line. He's already ranked as a top 150 recruit, number 135 overall, number 10 athlete nationally. Again, he was very explosive, dynamic like Bidden in that 7-on-7 setting. So he's also one where it's really early to be talking about 2028 recruiting, but he is going to be a key target for the Wolverines down the line. All right, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball. And 4-star defensive lineman Tommy Riordan will be making his way to campus this weekend. Now, even though he's a 4-star Midwest prospect, Michigan hasn't jumped in the mix with an offer just yet. It will be interesting to see if that changes this weekend. Riordan is a teammate of Michigan kicker commit Micah Drescher, who will also be on campus this weekend. So there's a bit of a tie there. Michigan doesn't have a lot of true defensive line targets on the board early on. Obviously, they're bringing in a really good class. So it'll be interesting to see how many they take, if they take their time evaluating. But Tommy is definitely a prospect they're interested in. Obviously, he has high interest in Michigan. You have that Drescher connection. So he's certainly a name to know going into the weekend. A prospect who is already committed to Michigan coming in this weekend is edge Mikhail Blade. Blade was considered a Notre Dame lean early on in the process before giving Michigan a verbal commitment this summer. And no real reason to worry about Mikhail Blade. He's visited plenty of times. He's coming back after making his commitment. Just wanted to mention him because I don't feel like we've talked a lot about Mikhail Blade recently, but he's very solid in his pledge to the Wolverines. Really excited to see what he can do as a senior. Remember, he missed all of his junior year with a torn ACL, and he's still ranked as a top 250 recruit. So he can rise back up the rankings if he has a strong senior season. Michigan definitely wants to do everything it can to keep him in the class. And again, no real concern here. The Wolverines love what he brings to the table as a pass rusher, but he's also a guy that Lou Esposito has talked to about potentially adding weight and sliding inside. So again, Blade brings plenty of versatility either as an edge or maybe as a 4-eye 3-tech type. All right, guys, let's go ahead and end the episode with our final recruit. And that is 4-star cornerback commit Dorian Barney out of Georgia, who obviously had the insane announcement this summer where the camera just showed a shed and you didn't really see him committing to Michigan. Now, Barney's recruitment was a wild one. He committed to Alabama early in the process, decommitted from the Tide, was considered a Penn State lean. A lot of people thought he would commit to the Nittany Lions, didn't, ended up committing to Michigan in that now infamous ceremony. Getting him on campus is certainly a win for Michigan. I think he's a guy they're going to have to continue to recruit throughout the cycle. Other schools are still involved with Barney. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State continues to keep in contact, but he recently told our Ethan McDowell, who went out to Georgia to see him, that Oklahoma and Florida State are still in consistent contact. So those are two schools to watch in the Dorian Barney recruitment, but I think it speaks volumes that he's already coming back to Michigan for the season opener. So the Wolverines will look to impress on this visit and make sure he stays part of the 2026 recruiting class. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. And like I said earlier, take advantage of our special promo code. Use that UM1 code there, $1 for 2 months over at thewolverine.com. Get exclusive insider information and everything you need to know about the team heading into the season opener. And as always, I will be back for another show next week.